Welcome to a journey through the eerie and unexplained. In this video, we'll uncover the 10 most haunted places in Thailand, where dark legends and terrifying ghost stories have haunted locals and visitors for decades. From ancient temples to bustling airports, these locations are not for the faint of heart. Stay with us, if you dare. 1. Suvarnabhumi Airport, Bangkok. Suvarnabhumi Airport, Thailand's busiest airport, is more than just a gateway for travelers. It is also a gateway to the unknown. Built over an ancient graveyard, the airport has long been plagued by ghostly encounters, eerie whispers, and shadowy figures. One of the most infamous spirits said to haunt the airport is Pu Ming, an old guardian spirit who was reportedly angered when the land was disturbed. His presence became so troubling that officials held a 9-week exorcism ritual involving 99 monks. Yet, reports of supernatural activity did not stop. Pilots and staff have reported seeing ghostly figures wandering the runways, only to vanish into thin air. Some passengers have sworn they heard disembodied voices calling their names in empty corridors. Security footage has even captured strange anomalies, dark figures appearing where no one should be. Some employees refuse to work alone at night, fearing the spirits that lurk within the airport's halls. Travelers who spend the night on long layovers have described chilling sensations, as if unseen eyes were watching them. Suvarnabhumi Airport may be modern and bustling, but beneath its surface lies an eerie past that refuses to be forgotten. 2. Chiang Mai University Dormitory, Chiang Mai. Nestled in the heart of Chiang Mai, the dormitory at Chiang Mai University has become infamous among students for its chilling hauntings. What should be a place of rest and study has instead turned into a nightmare for those who dare to stay overnight. The story begins with a female student who tragically took her own life in one of the rooms. Ever since, residents have reported eerie occurrences, whispers in the dead of night, footsteps echoing in empty hallways, and lights flickering without explanation. Some students have woken up to find their belongings mysteriously rearranged, as if an unseen force had been searching through them. One of the most terrifying stories involves a student who stayed up late studying. As she glanced toward the mirror, she saw a woman standing behind her, staring with hollow eyes. Frozen in fear, she turned around, but no one was there. Others have reported the sensation of icy fingers brushing against their skin, doors slamming shut on their own, and chilling knocks at their doors, only to open them to an empty corridor. Many students refuse to stay alone in their rooms at night, fearing they might become the next to witness the restless spirit that roams the Chiang Mai University dormitory. Some believe she is searching for something, or someone. But what does she want? And will she ever leave? 3. Government House of Thailand, Bangkok. The Government House of Thailand, an architectural marvel in Bangkok, serves as the official workplace of the Prime Minister. However, behind its grand facade and political significance lies a haunting presence that has unsettled many high-ranking officials and staff members. Legends say that the land where the government house stands was once a sacred area, possibly a temple ground or an ancient burial site. Disturbing these grounds is believed to have awakened spirits that now roam the halls. Some claim to have seen shadowy figures gliding past doorways late at night, while others hear whispers echoing through the vast corridors when no one else is around. One of the most chilling encounters involves the spirit of an old woman, dressed in traditional Thai attire, seen standing near the entrance. Some believe she is a guardian spirit of the land, watching over those who enter. Officials working late at night have reported an eerie presence, sudden cold chills, and even their documents being mysteriously rearranged. During political crises, paranormal activity is said to intensify. Unexplainable power outages, objects moving on their own, and a heavy, oppressive atmosphere. Some believe the spirits act as omens, warning of unrest and turmoil. Even the most skeptical officials refuse to stay in the building alone after dark, fearing what unseen forces might be watching them. 4. Wat Ban Kai Sermon Hall, Samut Songkram. Wat Ban Kai may appear to be just another peaceful Buddhist temple in Samut Songkram, but locals know it as one of the most haunted places in Thailand. The temple's sermon hall is particularly notorious, with eerie whispers and ghostly apparitions reported by both monks and visitors. Legend has it that the sermon hall was built over an old burial ground. The spirits of those who were not properly laid to rest are said to linger, unwilling or unable to move on. Monks meditating late at night have spoken of hearing soft chanting that doesn't match the rhythm of their own prayers. Others have seen shadowy figures sitting in the empty hall, as if listening to an unseen sermon. One of the most terrifying stories involves a monk who once stayed alone in the hall overnight. He claimed that as he tried to sleep, he heard the sound of footsteps circling him. When he opened his eyes, he saw a pale, emaciated figure standing at the foot of his bed, staring at him with hollow eyes. The figure vanished the moment he tried to scream. To this day, visitors report an overwhelming sense of unease inside the hall. Some feel a sudden drop in temperature, while others swear they have seen ghostly figures reflected in the temple's glass windows. Even the monks themselves admit that they avoid the hall after dark, unwilling to risk an encounter with the restless spirits that call it home. 5. Wat Saen Suk Garden, Chonburi. Wat Saen Suk Garden is not just a place of worship. It is a terrifying glimpse into the afterlife, filled with grotesque statues depicting the suffering of sinners in Buddhist hell. Located in Chonburi, this eerie temple garden was built to educate people about karma and morality, but many believe that the spirits of the condemned linger here, forever trapped in their own eternal punishment. Visitors often report an unsettling presence while walking through the garden, as if unseen eyes are watching them. Some claim to hear whispers in the wind, agonized moans that seem to come from the statues themselves. Others have witnessed the statues shifting in the corner of their vision, only to find them perfectly still when they turn back. One of the most chilling stories tells of a woman who visited the garden at dusk. As she took photos of the horrifying statues, she suddenly felt a cold hand grip her wrist. When she turned around, there was no one there. Terrified, she ran out of the garden, only to discover deep, red handprints on her arm, marks that wouldn't fade for days. The monks who maintain the temple warn visitors not to mock the statues or disrespect the spirits that may inhabit them. Many believe that at night, the souls of the damned roam the garden, searching for a way to escape their suffering. Some say if you stay too long after dark, you might hear a voice whispering your name, urging you to join them in their eternal torment. 6. Siriraj Medical Museum, Bangkok. Often referred to as the Museum of Death, Siriraj Medical Museum in Bangkok is one of the most disturbing places in Thailand. Housed inside the Siriraj Hospital, this eerie museum contains preserved corpses, deformed fetuses in jars, and evidence from gruesome crime scenes. While it serves as an educational space for medical students and forensic experts, many believe that the spirits of the dead linger within its walls. One of the most infamous exhibits is the mummified body of Kwai, Thailand's first known serial killer, who was executed in 1959. His preserved remains are displayed in a glass case, and visitors often report feeling an unexplainable chill when standing near him. Some claim to see his eyes following them as they move around the room. A chilling story tells of a night guard who worked in the museum. One evening, as he made his rounds, he heard the sound of soft footsteps echoing through the empty hallways. At first, He thought it was another staff member, but when he turned the corner, he saw something terrifying. A shadowy figure standing motionless in front of Kwai's case. The figure slowly turned toward him, revealing hollow, sunken eyes and a twisted grin before vanishing into thin air. Visitors also report hearing faint whispers, sudden temperature drops, and even the sensation of being lightly touched by invisible hands. Some refuse to take photos in the museum, fearing that ghostly figures might appear in their pictures. Whether these spirits are the souls of the bodies on display or victims of tragic deaths, one thing is certain: Siriraj Medical Museum is not a place for the faint of heart. 7. Koh Kham Noi, Ghost Island, Chonburi Province. Koh Kham Noi, also known as Ghost Island, is one of Thailand's most eerie and mysterious locations. Located off the coast of Chonburi Province, this small, uninhabited island is surrounded by rumors of paranormal activity that have made it infamous among locals. The island was once used as a military outpost, but after years of neglect, it has become a place feared by many. It is said to be haunted by the spirits of soldiers who lost their lives during violent confrontations. Strange phenomena, including shadowy figures moving through the dense jungle and the sounds of disembodied footsteps, have been reported by both locals and tourists who dare to visit. One of the most terrifying legends surrounding Koh Kham Noi is the tale of a group of explorers who ventured to the island one evening. As they wandered through the island's overgrown paths, they began to feel uneasy, as if they were being watched. The atmosphere grew heavier with every step they took, and a chill ran down their spines. Suddenly, one of them noticed a figure standing in the distance, tall, motionless, and completely still. When they approached, the figure vanished, but an overwhelming sense of dread settled over the group. Panic set in, and they rushed to leave the island, only to hear the sound of footsteps following them in the dense underbrush, though no one was there. Some say the island's spirits are restless because they died without being properly honored, and they seek revenge on anyone who dares to trespass. Locals avoid the island, especially after dark, for fear of encountering the vengeful souls that are said to haunt its shores. For those brave enough to explore, the island offers only eerie silence and the lingering feeling that something, or someone, is always watching. 8. Saman Nari Temple, Bangkok. Saman Nari Temple in Bangkok is notorious for its dark history and unsettling atmosphere. It is said to be haunted by the restless spirits of those who perished in tragic events at the temple. Locals have reported hearing eerie whispers, the sound of footsteps in empty halls, and the sight of shadowy figures moving between the ancient statues and shrines. The most chilling legend is of a woman who, after losing her child, tragically ended her life at the temple. Her spirit is said to still roam the grounds, appearing to visitors in the form of a sorrowful figure, her face obscured by long black hair. Those who venture too close to the temple at night claim to feel an overwhelming sense of grief and despair, as though the spirit is trying to communicate its sorrow. Visitors are often warned to show respect and avoid lingering too long after dark, for fear of encountering the vengeful spirits that are said to haunt Saman Nari Temple. 9. River Kwai Bridge and Hellfire Pass, Kanchanaburi. The River Kwai Bridge and Hellfire Pass in Kanchanaburi are infamous for their dark history, making them some of the most haunted locations in Thailand. During World War II, thousands of Allied prisoners of war and local laborers were forced to build the Burma Railway under brutal conditions. Many perished due to starvation, disease, and harsh labor. It is said that the spirits of these lost souls still haunt the area. Visitors report hearing disembodied screams, the sound of heavy footsteps, and the eerie echo of voices crying out in pain. The most chilling encounters are near Hellfire Pass, where the conditions were so dire that the laborers were often worked to death. The area is said to be cursed, with ghostly apparitions of workers appearing along the tracks or emerging from the dense jungle. Some claim to have seen figures dressed in the uniforms of soldiers, and others have felt a cold, oppressive presence that seems to watch them from the shadows. The bridge itself is also rumored to be haunted, with the ghosts of soldiers still walking across it at night, reliving the horrors of their forced labor. Visitors are advised to approach this site with caution, as it is a place filled with the tragic energy of the past. 10. Baiyoke Sky Hotel, Bangkok. Baiyoke Sky Hotel, one of the tallest buildings in Thailand, is known not only for its panoramic views of Bangkok, but also for its eerie hauntings. The hotel's dark history dates back to a tragic incident when a construction worker fell to his death during the building's construction. Since then, reports of strange occurrences have plagued the hotel. Guests and staff have claimed to see the figure of a man in construction attire, wandering the hallways or standing near the elevators. Some visitors have felt a sudden, cold breeze in the middle of warm nights, while others have experienced doors slamming shut on their own. The elevator is especially notorious, as it is said to sometimes stop on random floors, only for no one to be there when the doors open. The most disturbing stories come from the upper floors. A few guests have reported hearing strange noises, like footsteps or whispers, in empty rooms. Some even claim that the spirits of those who died during construction still linger, restless and angry. The hotel's top floor, offering a view of the sprawling city, seems to be the focal point for the hauntings. Visitors who stay the night here often feel an unsettling presence, and some have even reported seeing figures standing at the windows, staring out into the night. If you think you've heard it all, think again. The 10 most haunted places in Thailand hold secrets that may chill you to the bone. Which of these spine-tingling locations would you visit or avoid? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more terrifying tales from around the world.